What's cracking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Iron Maiden, and we're back with another tune from their fantastic album, The Number of the Beast. And indeed, we're back with the title tune, The Number of the Beast. So I mentioned it before, this was the album that I started my more recent times, I think it was like 2015, 2016, deep dive on Iron Maiden, and I decided that, the one tune that I had remembered hearing before that in a skate video, Welcome to Hell, the tune Hallowed Be Thy Name, that tune really made an impression on me for the vocals. And so my friend, when I had this conversation with him about Iron Maiden, he's like, oh, that's Bruce Dickinson. That's, to my mind, that's like the real singer of Iron Maiden. So when I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this deep dive, I decided to start with the first Bruce Dickinson album, and then I have gotten all the Bruce Dickinson albums. So again, nothing against the other two singers, but ultimately for me, like as I have encountered the band, Bruce Dickinson is sort of, the voice of Iron Maiden. So nevertheless, this is the first album that he was on. We're going to listen to the title tune, The Number of the Beast. My understanding is that this song was very controversial. People thought it was literally about devil worship and so on. I do believe it was written by Steve Harris, and my understanding is that he's made very clear the song is about a dream. It's about seeing these sort of fantastical images and these sort of, the release of hell and fire and so on, and then questioning later, like, was that real? Was that a reflection of the dark things in my mind, or was that just some, like, fever dream that I had, or was it actually something that exists? So yeah, that's my understanding of where the song was written. I do enjoy the sort of like the imagery, and it's just that classic sort of vibe that you think of when you think of Iron Maiden, this Eddie and the devil locked in this sort of dance where it looks like Eddie is actually using one of the devils as a like a, what's the word, not a mannequin, as a marionette. Nevertheless, shout out to the album and the artwork. It's sort of iconic. Shout out to the band. The disc, I think I showed it when I reacted to Hallowed Be Thy Name, but just in case I didn't. And also shout out to Eddie with looking good with the locks there. Maybe in need of a haircut at some point, but nevertheless, I really do enjoy this album. I think it set the tone for the albums that would follow, and I don't think it's a bad tune on it. I mean, I mentioned before when I talked about Iron Maiden, like, there'd be tunes where when I was going through the albums where I was like, yeah, that one is pretty good. Maybe not the best one I've heard from them, but even then it was always very good. And then often when I would think that, on the rare occasion when I would think that, the next tune or the next two tunes would be like, oh my god, unbelievable. So I really don't think there's a bad apple on any of their albums, certainly not on this one. It does make the point that this album was produced and engineered by Martin Birch, which brings me to a little bit of an anecdote that I remember reading, and this was a couple years ago, but I remember reading that famous like scream shout that Bruce does like near the end of the introduction was included in the song, although it was originally sort of him venting his frustration that they had been asked to like redo the introduction of the song a number of times by Martin Birch. And so he sort of like in an exasperated moment just let out that like cry of the human air raid siren, as he is rightfully called. And apparently they were like, oh my god, that's perfect, it fits, and so they used it. So that's my understanding of where that came from, but I really do love the song, and I love, again, the sort of like dark imagery that it conjures, and it just fits with that sort of classic image of the band. So shout out to them, shout out to Steve Harris for the lyrics, shout out to Bruce for his unbelievable voice. Let's get it. This is The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden on their album The Number of the Beast from 1982.
Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short.
Is it Vincent Price?
Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the
Maybe
beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
I lived alone, my mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Could I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fantasy? Just what I
Can't find where the barrier is between reality and fantasy. Which, if that was the content of your dream or experience, very curious to know. How can a human make that sound? There's a bit of fear of the dark there, right? Like, unsure if someone's watching you, like, through the mist. And fire, we're born to be released. I like the way he hits that line. But again, is it a reflection of the dark things that are already in his mind? Is it actual reality? Was it just a dream? I love that guitar riff. Sort of a simple thing. Oh. And they're like, you want to talk about guitars? Hold on. Solos incoming. Wow. Singing out. Again, their interludes, their transitions. Precise, flaw, and now another solo. Like, shout out to the drummer, like the pushes and sort of like syncopated rolls he's doing. I love that. Who was that sort of harmonized with him? Or, I don't know if it was a full harmony, but someone else jumped in there for a second. Either that or they doubled his vocal. I'm not sure. Let evil take its course. Another masterpiece, and I do see why that was used as the title track on this album. It really just has that impact, and again, it's, you know, it sort of captures the vibe that they were going for, you know, not only with the artwork but with lyrics on other songs. It just has this, you know, again, like hell and fire, born to be released. I do enjoy it. Let me know what you think. I didn't remember the way that the solos were sort of split up in that way. Sometimes they follow right on top of each other, and that one, it was sort of like a solo and then there was a bit of an interlude and then another solo started. I really did enjoy that. But let me know if you have anything to say about the song. Let me know if, you know, this will remain one of your favorites. My plan is to see them later this year. I tried to get a ticket last night. They're playing very near me in Anaheim, California. I live in Tustin. It's like, you know, 15-minute drive at most. But yeah, I couldn't, for some reason my order wasn't processed. But like I said, I have a bit of time. It's in September. So I hope to be going to see them live, and I'd love to hear them play this. Nevertheless, let me know if you're going to see them. Someone mentioned that they're going to see them up in Spokane. I think it was Doc Shelley again. So yeah, hopefully some of you out there are going to see them on their 2022 tour. I can't wait. I'm really excited. So let me know if you're going either way. I do appreciate you listening and watching. Massive shout out to the Iron Maiden fans who have found their way here and have sort of interacted with the videos already. A couple people in particular. I really do appreciate you. Lots more Iron Maiden reactions coming. Let me know if there's a song that you'd like to hear reacted to. Either way, have a good day, have a good night, and I will see you next time. Peace.